I'm gonna stay right with you here. Now, if I'm the mayor and I care, I'm gonna drive my truck the same way y'all drive it and navigate them potholes. Talk to me.
Well, how you know if he's the mayor?
I got eyes. I got eyes. I live in these. I mean, I'm not talking about nothing that I'm dreaming about. Listen,
No, but you gotta drive somewhere.
Hey, do you see him driving?
No, I haven't seen him.
Have I seen him driving? Oh, we driving. No. You talking about? I was looking at NASCAR last night. Oh, they was rolling. That's why we drive in East Cleveland. Hey, Jay, you know it. I give the people in East Cleveland, the drivers, we are the best. We are better than NASCAR drivers because we have to duck potholes. Every kind of thing you can imagine in the street. Sewer, we might fall down in a sewer. If we don't, so we got to be on the job. Listen, a hard-hitting show today. Listen, we're going to listen. Now, you all know what this program is about. You know what I'm saying? We hit hard and let the chips fall where they may. All right? We don't mean to upset or to put anybody in a bad light. All we do is tell the truth, all right? That's all we do. And in that vein, y'all pray for me, all right? In that vein, I want you to understand one thing. That we are, what I'm saying right now, I'm stuttering. I want to give you the opportunity right now. Listen, if you're not ready for a hard-hitting, dynamic show, a little humor, a lot of facts, a lot of truth, listen, turn to another station right now. Or turn to one of those rapper-dabble stations. Cleveland mayor needs to resign today. Or yesterday, East Cleveland Mayor Norton should have been resigned. Listen, let's make a little common sense. Sometimes common sense ain't so common, Judge E. Merrill Capers, with your degrees. What?
I said, but it's so sensible.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So it's so sensible that anybody in their right mind would know that the state of the city of East Cleveland, if I was mayor, I would gladly say, citizen of East Cleveland, I did my best. But I can't do no more. I'm stepping aside and let somebody else come in that maybe they can do a little bit better. Because the way I got y'all city looking, potholes everywhere. And by the way, motorists that come through the city of East Cleveland, we need to file a class action suit for all the damage we occur coming through the city of East Cleveland. And I saw the condition of my city, I would be noble and say, I resign. Please, the next man or the next woman, step up and do the best you can. I love you, but I resign. But you know what? Listen, if I'm going to keep it real, I'm going to keep it real. You know what? 4 years, okay? What? All right, he did 4 years on the job training. Then he came up for re-election for 4 more years. All right, he pledged that, hey, that he was going to do better and make changes. All right, how much on the job training do you want, Ted?
Well,
talk to me.
He probably been trained. He had to be trained. He got to be dedicated somewhat to even take the position in the first place. Because it ain't just, the city hasn't just gotten like this. It's been going down. I come out there when in 2000, and ever since then, you know, all the mayors left with the scandal.
So you telling me that politicians choose their job because they care so much? Is that what you telling me?
They care somewhat.
Then you are naive. Then you are naive.
For them to take it in the first place, they got to care somewhat. You got to care if you're going to take whatever you take. You got to care.
Who said so?
I say so.
Maybe it's about the position and the money and all of that.
That's part
you
of it.
Maybe it's not.
Part of it too.
You
but still, even with the position, you want to make it better than.
All right.
When you do something, don't you try to do something to make it better?
All right. Yes, sir. Yeah. And if I can't, I'll throw my hands up and say you take over, Ted. But let me tell you this. I'm gonna ask you this question. Mm-hmm. All right. So he's trying. When the last time you saw Mayor Norton driving his new truck around them potholes? Talk to me.
I haven't seen Norton in a few years now.
All right. So in other words, he's not navigating the same potholes we are. So now listen. I'm gonna stay right with you here. Now, if I'm the mayor and I care, I'm gonna drive my truck the same way y'all drive it and navigate them potholes. Talk to me.
Well, how you know if he's the mayor?
I got eyes. I got eyes. I live in these. I mean, I'm not talking about nothing that I'm dreaming about. Listen, this is.
He got to drive somewhere.
Well, hey, do you see him driving?
No, I haven't seen.
Have I seen him driving? No. Have the residents on East Cleveland saw him driving through the city? No. So what? He's an invisible person when he drives, right? Talk to me.
No, he could be invisible.
Well, he got to be. He got to be an invisible man.
You have to follow him everywhere you go.
I don't have to follow him nowhere. Listen. East Cleveland ain't but 3.5 miles long, if that wide. So I'm gonna figure if any man continue to hold on, and we don't know why, then maybe there's an underlying reason why they keep holding on.
All right. Hey, Just Capers.
Hey, just Miss Controversy, been thinking about you.
I've been thinking about you too, sister. I hope that everything is going well with you.
Very fine.
Good. I'm so glad. Hey, Art, I just wanted to talk about the one thing real quick. I did hear your caller that called in. I know this is fast talk, but I might save this next topic for another time, but I just wanted to mention, because one of the most important things that we deal with in our community is the black-on-black crime. And you understand that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. One of the things Ms. Controversy wants to talk about right now, and this is something that we all need to get with for 2016 and going into the future, is about unity. Okay? And even that caller talking about her situation and what happened with her family and the gentleman. But let me tell you something. It would be no way that the powers that be would be able to do these things continually to us if we don't find some unity and don't stop doing things to each other. So the only thing that Ms. Controversy would like to talk about, and we're going to go into this further, but I want all of your listeners right now that can hear me. And can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Yes. I want you all to go on your computers, to go on your smartphones, and to go and check out a speech that was given by a gentleman back in the year 1712. Okay? The man that gave this speech was a man named Willie Lynch, okay? He's a very famous man because he was a slave owner, and the term lynching was actually derived from his methods and his enlightenment that he gave to other slave owners, okay? Let me just explain something to you. The Willie Lynch speech explains how to get a community to turn against itself. And he actually prophesied that we would actually do this to each other 200 and 300 years in the future by using the methods that he established back in 1712. Until we come together as a people, we will not be able to achieve anything. And the only time in history that we were able to make changes were back in the 60s, when people had the same common goal. We weren't against the man. We wanted to change the laws. We wanted to see black people get the vote. But until we find issues today that we can rally around as a people, we are always going to be disconjointed and not able to achieve anything. But what do you think?
I agree with you 100%. A great commentary. I agree with you.
All right, so do me a favor and have everybody take a look at the Willie Lynch speech of 1712. Anybody within the listening sound of Ms. Controversy's voice, you got a smartphone now. Go check out that speech. And not only will you be enraged, but you will see when people ask, what's wrong with the black community? You will understand it was the prophecy of Mr. Willie Lynch, and these were systems that were set in place centuries before you were born. All right?
Thank you so much, Miss Controversy.
You're welcome. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, bye-bye. All right, thank you so much. Who's on the line? One line open. Who's on the line?
Yeah, my name is Oren. I'm calling into the show. I just have a question. I guess I might be the oddball out of everybody, but I don't understand why does it seem like everything always has to be with a white supremacy movement, with the Willie Lynch theory and stuff like that. You seem to tell me all this black-on-black crime is because of a white man said some stupid stuff 300 years ago. Now, why can't people not follow that doctrine that's indoctrinated in them? I mean, it just seems like it's just to each their own stupidity that does not try to walk out of the shadows, you know. And that's just the thing I don't like. I'm just so sick and tired. It seems like black people are perpetuating racism and self-pity, where rather than trying to get up and move and take care of themselves and their families, there's so many black kids out here with no black fathers. Is that because of a Willie Lynch? He's been dead 300 years. What we need to do is we need to start taking, it's like 5% of this population is making the other 95% of us look bad. And what we keep doing is we keep running to the defense of the 5% that are criminal, that are destroying the black name, the black culture, and the black identity. Rather than us going after those people, we keep blaming everything on white supremacy. I don't like that.
So and listen, I'm not going to argue with your comments because they're well founded, but I do want to ask you a question, okay?
Yes.
Did you hear the interview with the young man?
Yes, I heard it. I heard it. And you know, this is the thing I didn't understand.
Let me ask you. I'm gonna listen to you because I'm not going to debate you because I think your point of view is valid, okay? And there have to be other points of view, all right? So I'm not going to even challenge that. But I want to ask you this question, all right?
Yes.
You wouldn't consider the young man a part of the 5% when he's never been in trouble, has driver's license, never had a criminal record, a teacher in college. You wouldn't consider him a part of the 5%, would you?
No.
Okay.
I'm not considering him as a 5%. I said he's the 95 that's getting the repercussion because of the 5% that we keep defending, that we refuse to put in a place and check that 5%.
Okay, all right. Listen, I got you on your other point, but I'm trying to get a point here. So he's a part of the 90%, right?
Yes, they're suffering the backlash.
All right, so he's suffering the backlash from police misconduct? Could you say that? I understand the other point you're making. I'm just trying to zero in on this particular case. So would he be a part of the backlash of the 90% of police misconduct? In other words, because the 5% act so the way you say they act, then some of the people in the 90%, like this teacher, they are they're just a part of the casualty process?
We are part of the casualties. We end up getting profiled and we end up getting cast a certain way because we don't stand up against the 5% of blacks who are tearing down these houses. When I go through East Cleveland and I go through Eddie Road, and I know that a lot of our grandfathers and grandmothers died and fought hard and bought those houses, and now it's just overran by drug dealers and criminals, and everybody just keep blaming white supremacy because of it. Now, white supremacy try to keep our grandparents from buying those homes, but crack cocaine that's being sold by black people to other black people cause those black people to smoke up the investments that their grandmothers who scrub white people's toilets to buy those homes. We don't see that, and we keep talking about white supremacy, but I don't see the white supremacy that's destroying that neighborhood. The black ignorance.
All right, who's on the line? One line on here. The hottest active talk show host in America. No one gets more calls than us. Who's on the line? Talk to us.
Is it me?
Yes, it's you, sir.
All right, this is Marvin calling back again. All right.
Yes, sir.
I want to respond to the young man. Sounded like the young man that called. But what I'm going to say is, that is a perfect example of how the white supremacy system works. Remember I said that if a person does not understand what it is and how it operates, everything else they think they understand will only confuse them. That's why the young man sounds confused. He even said himself, he don't understand. That means that he's confused. That means that he don't understand that everything that we do in life is dealing with white supremacy. That's all it's about. That's the reason why most white people that don't understand, and that's not even practicing racism, they don't understand it either, but most of them don't even want to talk about it. Most people don't talk about it because they're afraid of opening a Pandora's box. And that Pandora's box, it opens up a lot of history that everyone must know about. They must know how people treated back then, how the young generation now enjoys the benefits of what was done, how they got those benefits from what was done to people for Marvin,
this is
gonna. That's why he's confused.
Marvin, this is gonna be heavy, but
it's just to try and answer his question
as
to why he's confused.
Marvin, we're gonna do a show on this. I just don't have time today.
Okay.
All right. I love you, Marvin, and I love the other caller also. Who's on the line? Talk to me.
All right.
Yes, sir. Who's on the line? Come on, help me out. Talk to me. Yes.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
You know what? I just want to comment.
Listen, listen. I know what y'all. Listen, I'm gonna bring y'all on together. You got 1 minute, 1 minute rebuttal. I know what you. 1 minute. That's all you have. Go ahead.
1 minute. The young man needs to study some history. He needs to learn some history, and he's a young person, and I appreciate his enthusiasm and his frustration. Okay, he's frustrated because he doesn't understand what's happening. If he wants to talk about a community that has been destroyed, and he wants to talk about his own people destroying it, I agree with him. But you have to understand the mentality of the people that were there, and how did this mentality get there? You know, black communities didn't start being slums or ghettos. Okay, this is what they had to retaliate.
All right. Okay.
Against. So, you know, the young brother, like I said, you know what, I'm going to leave it at that. I just want to say something. The brother needs to read some things. He needs to read some history, because if you don't learn no history, you won't learn nothing.
All right, I'm going to let you all talk to him personally, face to face. You're not going to ambush him. You're going to talk face to face, and it's going to be a great...
He needs to read some things.
All right, all right, wait, are you going to tell him face to face? You're not going to tell him. You're not going to ambush him. He has his opinion. You all have yours, and we're going to go from there. Who's on the line? Talk to me. Who's on the line? Talk to me. Yes.
Brother Lawrence, how you doing?
Brother Lawrence, talk to me.
Listen, real quick, and I'm going to get my minute rebuttal. That young man, he doesn't need to do anything these people are saying. That young man needs to think for himself, and he's doing a good job. And this talking down to him is not the right way to do. This is what we do so much among ourselves. If anybody there does not hold the line as far as whatever this issue is of racism or whatever, we have ways of putting them in the box and trying to marginalize them. That young man has seen some stuff. I don't know how old he is, but he's very well aware of what is going on and the excuses that are being made. I'm going to say this. I have 4 neighbors who constantly went downtown with this so-called Black Lives Matter group protesting down there. And I asked them, every 3 days I'm on my street, sweeping the street, trying to keep it clean from trash that I did not throw down and no white person threw on my street. They won't help clean the street. They got time to squeak and scream about Black Lives Matter. This is exactly what that young man is talking about.
Lawrence, it looks like to me you're going to be participating with that young man against Marvin and Miss Controversy. I think we got a stage set up for a great show.
Yes, we do. Just real quick, I'm going.
Yes.
That Willie Lynch letter is a hoax. All you have to do is go on Snow. SNOPES. That's where all the hoaxes are exposed. That's nothing but an urban myth, and we need to quit promoting urban myths to prove a point. Willie Lynch, that is just a bunch of garbage. There was no such thing as psychology back in 1700. We need to stop repeating stuff just because it was on the internet. That thing has been floating around for about 15 or 20 years, and it's been proven that it's not real. There's no proof of this letter ever existing or this speech ever being made. It's just something somebody made up. It sounds good and can excuse our inability, it seems, to overcome obstacles faced in our path. And it's time out, like the young man said. It's time out for relying on these crutches.
Listen, you're not going to be afraid to bring that young man on, you and him, against Miss Controversy and Marvin, are you? You're not going to get scared, are you?
I have no heart. You and I went to Canada several years ago talking about affirmative action. Was I scared then?
No, you weren't.
Okay, you weren't either. Okay, I don't get scared. I try to deal with facts and not emotions. That's what I try to deal with. And that's the first fact is that letter is a hoax.
All right, okay, all right, very, very instant. Okay, listen, hold the line. Our producer gonna go take your number also, okay? We're setting this up as we go. This is live radio. Okay, hold the line. Hold on. Who's on the line? Talk to me. Who's on? Y'all done started something on the program and getting away from my whole text for today. Who's on the line? Talk to me.
Good afternoon, brother. This is Brother Sears.
All right, Brother Sears.
You know what? And I agree with that young man, because for another thing too, man, our parents, our black parents, and our black community don't push their children to get involved with a lot of positive things. You know, as you see in the white community, in the white neighborhood, and if you go around these neighborhoods, and I have done it, I have did my research, these parents, they push their children to go and participate in positive programming, activity, education programs. When we don't, in our community, we don't get that. And I know for a fact because I have free, when I say free, no charge, no nothing, free recreation, education, and community outreach programs. And, you know, it's just hard to get the parents to bring the child. And then another thing is that in our community, we don't support our black children like we should. Our black children is not supported like they should. So I think they get to that point where they feel that nobody's supporting us. So what is the point? Why am I trying to better myself when I have nobody supporting me, not even my own parents or my own family? So I think that's the problem in their community. And I agree with that young man that called is that it's not the white man that's coming to destroying our community.
Call the program now.
People say it's us doing it ourselves.
All right. Listen. So I guess you want to jump into the ring too against and be on the other side, right? Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, definitely.
All right. Hold the line. We're gonna take your number. Don't run scared now when you come face to face. I know it's easy to talk on the radio, telephone, but when you come face to face, we're gonna see what happens. Hold the line. We're gonna take your number. Who's on the line? Talk to me. You're taking me all the way away from my original program, but that's all right. Who's on the line? Talk to me.
This is Donna Brown. All right.
Yes, Donna Brown. Talk to me.
I want to talk about, first of all, when we look at white supremacy.
Oh, Lord. Come on, talk to me.
Let me give you some real history facts. White supremacy was birthed out of the Democratic Party. Did you know that?
Okay.
White supremacy was birthed out of the Democratic Party. So my question, and this Mark, what is it, Comstock, the judge out there, he's a Democrat. My question to the black community is this. How's it working out for you being a Democrat since all of your shortcomings come through this Democratic stronghold? The young man, this is America, and the young man has the right to feel any way he wants to. Miss Controversy is more of an emotional person when she comes out with her. She doesn't have facts. And you have to stay on facts. And right now, the Democratic Party has not been what we want to consider black community friendly until they need a vote. They have taken the black community's vote for granted, and that's the problem right now. So when you talk about white supremacy started in 1865 when the Democrats decided they wanted the slaves not to be able to vote. One reason we don't have black history, the black history is not in American history because we as blacks, we don't want to talk about slavery.
All right,
the
so
Jews, they always make you acknowledge the Holocaust.
Right on, sis.
all right. So I guess you, because I'm not gonna put any more hats in the ring. I guess you're the final hat that's gonna be in the ring, right?
And I'm coming from a Republican
Well,
point of view.
are you sure you want to sit face to face with Miss Controversy after what you just said?
Face to face with whoever called themselves want to talk about black history.
I didn't ask you that. I said, are you sure you want to sit face to face against Miss Controversy after what you just said?
Hey, you need to ask Miss Controversy if she's sure she want to sit face to face with Donna Brown.
All right, hey, take that number down.
Ding, ding.
We're closing it out. Who's on the line? Talk to me. Who's on the line? Talk to me.
Hello?
Yes. No, don't.
Yeah, you go.
Listen, y'all done took over my show. My other callers can't come in. Yes.
It's not black people's history. We have to create our own history, okay? So for somebody coming from a Republican point of view and you looking at your Donald Trump, okay, don't tell me about these parties that the white man created, okay? Black people don't have no damn party.
Uh-oh, this is Sunday. Don't get all riled up on the radio.
Hold him down, Professor. Hold him down.
Hold it.
We go with. If we need to switch parties and it be Republican, we go with that. If we need to switch parties and it be Democrat, we go with that. We go with the person that best represents our interests.
All right.
So don't tell me about the white man's
Okay, all right, okay, all right, okay. Listen, are you again? I hear what you're saying on the telephone, but are you going to be able to say that in front of Dr. Brown's face?
Okay, you know what? I don't know why Miss Brown and I have a problem. It's probably because we never met each other. But let me just say this. It doesn't matter to me because my interest is always about black people and our history and representing.
All right, okay, cut off. Next call. Thank you, Miss Controversy. Next caller, who's on the line? One line open, 216-578-1490. You all done took over my program. Who's on the line? Talk to me. Talk, who's on the line? Text me at
804-7462.
Text me at
804-7462.
All right, if you can't get on by phone, text me, all right? Who's on the line? Talk to me.
Hello?
Yes, talk to me, quickly. Talk.
Hey, Art?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The Willie Lynch theory, hey, that's...
Oh, my goodness. Y'all done took... Go ahead, sir.
Never existed. That never existed. If you look at some of the African history by the historians, Dr. Welsing was one of them, and she wrote the I-6 papers on as far as white supremacy is concerned. That stuff never exists. It's a myth that has been sold to black people, and hey, it's a sad commentary. Okay.
Are you a suburbanite?
Hey, I've lived in Cleveland. I've worked in Cleveland. Right now.
I ain't asked you where you work. I asked you, are you a suburbanite? I didn't ask you, are you a suburbanite? Because if you're a suburbanite, I might open the ring back open. Are you a suburbanite? What are you?
Yes, you can say I'm a suburbanite because I live right off of Lee Road.
Oh, I don't know if you're considered a suburbanite living right off Lee Road. But go ahead, sir, with your comment. Go ahead. So you're
saying that Willie Lynch, if she was to do some research, or anybody would do some research, instead of shooting from the emotions and do some research from some of our black historians, they will find out, okay, what is fact and what is a myth and fiction.
all right. Yes.
Hey, how's it going? Ken.
Yes.
Listen, as far as that goes, you know what I'm saying? It's a deliberate conspiracy to believe that every neighborhood across America is predominantly poor and black. You know what I'm saying? That's a deliberate conspiracy. As far as our history has always been a mystery to us because we only go back 400 years. You know what I'm saying? So we have to do our due diligence and find out who we really were. You know what I'm saying? Because we were once upon a time kings and queens. You know, and oftentimes people, we allow them to determine and define our existence as black people. And you're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? It's a deliberate conspiracy against African people all across this country. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't tell me that every neighborhood across this country is predominantly poor and black. That is a deliberate conspiracy against the conspirators.
Ken.
Yes, sir.
My ring is absolutely closed. Brother Porter, take. I got it now. 3-3. Take him off the air, and you're going to be the last. No one else is going to be a part of this panel except you, Ken. So we got it 3-3. So we're getting ready for the heavyweight debate of the. You think the Republican and Democrat debate is something else? Wait till you get the debate right here on the Mckoy University radio show, the University of Common Sense. Talk to me. Talk to me. Who's on the line? Talk to me. Don't get scared. Who's on the line? Talk to me.
Yeah, this is Oren. I'm back on. I just want to clarify something.
Yeah, hey, Oren, you got a half a minute. You got to clarify it fast. It's a fast talk.
Yeah.
If you're not fast, I'll cut you off.
I would love for us to start our history. Forget about 400 years ago. Let's start our history from when the Little Rock Nine first broke down segregation in school, when the government marched them in there and was protecting them. And now let's see why black youth are not going to school today.
All right, brother. All right, brother. Don't give up, brother. Don't give don't give everything away. They'll chop you up, man. Say some of it, brother. Because believe me, they're listening to you.
Oh yeah.
They're listening to you, and you got to be careful because they'll cut you up. Who's on the line? Talk to me.
This weekend. This is very good. I think this is going to be something that we need to discuss as to whether or not we're destroying ourselves.
Yeah.
All right. I love that. Sir, I'm not sure it's going to be next weekend. I have to get all the parties together, but I surely assure you that it'll be coming up within the next few weeks, or at least in the next 30 days. It takes time to get a heavyweight fight together. We're going to have to bring Don King in and everybody to promote. So it might not be next week, but it'll be very soon in the future. All right? All right.